White Sparks 2026 local organic ranking factor ranked the number one factor as having a dedicated page for each service. That was the last video. Now the number two ranked factor just behind it is geographical keyword relevance, specifically naming the actual cities and neighborhoods you serve in your content, not just mentioning your city once on your own page. And most contractors get this absolutely wrong. I'm going to show you exactly what the data says, a live debate going on among local SEOs, whether neighborhood pages still work in 2026, and how to apply this without building the kind of thin, spammy page that gets you penalized instead of ranking. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so here's the actual factors. Keyword relevance of content is ranked as number 2 in the 2026 local organic ranking factor. Just above that is the dedicated page for each service. Now, this is not an optional thing you need to do on your website. This is a must have. If you want to rank, if you want to actually get leads for your business, you need to take this into consideration. And if you want to see the study done, you can just go here on this link, whitespark.ca, local search ranking factors, to see all the factors that will allow you to rank. I will be doing a video on each one of the most important ones, so please keep your eyes peeled for those videos. So what does this mean in plain language? Basically, Google is checking whether your content actually demonstrates relevance to the specific places that people are searching for, because most people don't search for, say, the city. Most people don't search just roofer. They put roofer London, roofer Croydon London. They go specific, and Google uses that as a ranking factor. So if you don't have those keywords, those places, those cities, neighborhoods on your website or on your page that you want to actually rank for that keyword, you won't be shown for those types of people searching for your service. Now, the big mistake that most contractors do, most SEOs do in this local SEO space, is they only mention the city either on the heading, the first heading on the website, and maybe in the footer, and usually just once on the home page, and that's it. They don't show it on other pages, local pages. So it's just one page that has that local ranking factor, and it will not rank for those type of specific pages searches, because a searcher, like I said before, they don't search roofing company in just roofing company without the city, without the neighborhood, the place. They search for roofing company in my area, and that will match if your page is near that area of the searcher's location. Or they search roofing company Croydon London. As you can see, it's a borough in London, because London is a big city, so, and there's a lot of roofing companies. So if your content never uses that specific neighborhood language, you're invisible to basically every search that uses those location queries, and Google won't show your pages, your website. This is super important to have in mind, because in highly competitive cities, services, places, it helps to be more specific instead of broad. Instead of going for roofing company in London, which is super competitive, you can go roofing company in the borough or a place you know you can dominate, which has less search volume, but the search volume that it has is more relevant to you and usually better converting, because those people have already in mind what they want, and they're just searching for that correct company. So if your page answers their search intent, you will get that call, the lead, and it will be less competitive than a bigger, broader search query. But you mustn't just stuff the local keywords like the city, the neighborhood. You actually need to build a page that the content actually reflects the search intent of the person that is looking for your service. So even if your page ranks but the page content isn't relevant, they will bounce, they will leave your website, and that will lead to you actually losing leads and Google deranking your page. So you need to have a mix of good content and SEO content. Now I'm going to show you two examples. So these are examples that are on different pages of Google. This one is the bad example, which ranks in the 5th page, basically completely invisible. This website, this page is only on the 5th page of Google, basically invisible. That's because they have a thin content. The search intent isn't met. If I go to this page, it's just not relevant for me. At least I don't see the information I want to see. Why I should choose your company, so I will leave and choose your competitors, and that's why this page isn't ranking on top of Google. Now let's see another one. This one actually ranks on top of Google for the roof in Croydon. And as you can see, in the first instance, they already have that keyword, and then they also mention it again, and they mention the other places, as you can see, roof in Croydon, and they spread around these keywords, not super spammy, in their content. This actually tells Google to match this page with the searcher's location. This page is much better structured, even though there's a lot of text that I would remove for conversion rate purposes, but at least it shows the neighborhoods of Croydon, it shows where Croydon is located, it goes a bit more in depth around this search query, so it will match much better with the search intent, and it will actually answer most of the questions that the people that are searching for this service in Croydon have. It also mentions the neighborhoods and the things to do in Croydon. Okay, this is not the best thing, this part here, it's just a bit of stuffing, but there's a lot of relevant information and locations. That's what you want to do. Now here's a Reddit post in local SEO, and someone asks, are city pages still worth building if Google keeps collapsing local intent? I'm going to show you why it's still relevant to build city pages, and I actually do them for all my clients because local intent is better than broad intent. This Reddit user said, yeah, still works. What actually moved the needle? Most points you already mentioned. Content depth, interlinking, map embed, so Google actually understands your website. Unique photos per location that are relevant to that location. You don't want to show, say, a neighborhood which is near the beach and then there's a desert there, or something that's completely improper links, proper content depth. So here's another comment which talks about the competitiveness of city pages. So it says you need to have local relevance of your Google business profile for the target location using backlinks, reviews, and content. And if there are businesses that are already providing similar service in area, then Google will prefer them instead of you because of proximity. Super important, the proximity. But to beat them, you have to work to building local relevance, topical authority, and reviews then those profiles that are near them. So this is important for your Google business profile and for your local pages. So you have to build the content so Google actually trusts your website, you build topical authority, and Google starts ranking your content and showing them for those hyper specific, those location queries. Now here's another one. He's on the same subreddit, local SEO. How do you target near me keywords? Because this is highly relevant for these types of search queries. Here's a comment by a Reddit user. You don't actually rank for words near me. Google uses the search location. That's why it's important to have the location in your pages and your Google business profile, and shows business with the strongest local signals. What works in practice is a fully optimized Google's business profile, consistent NAP citations across directives, meaning name, address, and your phone number. And you also need to have clear location services on your website, like we talked about, and you need to track local rankings, see what your competitors are doing, so you can actually optimize what's actually winning. But you want to always see what your competitors are doing, because if they're ranking number one, that's something that you should do, not looking for competitors are ranking on the page 5. Now, stuffing near me won't work. I never use that. Just the location in your pages is what will determine if you will rank for that search query, not putting near me. Near me just means near the physical location of the searcher. So this directly supports the white spark ranking. Geographic relevance is real and high scoring, but only when it's genuine, specific, good content that matches the search intent, that matches what the searcher is after, not just a templated page with just a replacement for service and location. The page needs to have good content if you want it to rank and if you want it to convert, but because if a page ranks that doesn't convert, that's not a valuable page. That's pretty much it for this video. If you want to know exactly what's holding your website and Google business profile back, I do free 30 minutes audit. The link will be in the description where you can book a direct call with me. Subscribe for the next video around local SEO, how to rank and convert those searchers into actual leads. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.